Hey folks, Pat here from DNS. This Madison area fishing report is current as of September 23rd. Before we get started here, just wanted to point everybody towards a pretty cool Facebook page here, the Madison Chain Fishing Club. It's a bunch of local information, people that fish the chain post what they catch, also post things that they might have for sale. But yeah, a lot of fishing reports from the chain. The other day I was on here and saw that Tyler Wickstrom, who I believe is the president of the Wisconsin fishing team, made a post here that they're looking for boaters, folks with boats that would be interested in getting local UW students that are a part of the fishing team out on the chain Friday, September 30th at 3 p.m. So if you've got a boat and would like to take a angler or two out on the chain to show them around, that would be wonderful. It's important to get these folks that are interested in on the Wisconsin fishing team out so they can explore the local waters, but a lot of these young folks don't have access to a boat. So if anybody's interested, Friday, September 30th at 3 p.m., give Tyler a shout and yeah, help out some UW kids. The Wisconsin fishing team, by the way, great group, and yeah, happy to support them and help them out any way we can. Anyway, a little bit of shop news quick. Muskie suckers. We have muskie suckers in. These are different from our large suckers that we normally carry. These are 12 to 14 inches and $10 a piece. The muskie anglers love using these this time of year as the water temps cool down. The muskies are looking for a big meal like this. So yeah, if you're into muskie fishing with suckers, stop in. We got you covered here on the sucker side of things. Otherwise, the other bit of news was the Beaver Dam post I made last week was very effective. Had a lot of people come in, and those are flying off the shelves. We have currently one of the Wonder Bread left, one 60th anniversary. We are out of the Walleye edition, and we have a few of the Jolly Roger and the U.S. flag ones left, and then the originals. We have those up too. So let's get on to the report. Let's see, on the chain here locally, we've had good weather this last week. We had some cooler temps. I think starting Wednesday we had a big cold front come through and had some cool nights here. It's dropped the lake temps down. The Monona buoy here was reading 68.7 degrees when I checked it earlier this morning. So that's down almost a full degree from where it was yesterday. So temps are dropping here with these cooler evenings. And the fish are responding positively, starting to generally move shallow around the chain. Up here on Cherokee, the weeds are starting to come back a little bit, but it's still pretty weedy up there. Been hearing about some good largemouth bass action, but also some really great pike action has turned on up there a little bit. A lot of fish in the 20 to 30 inch range, which is a lot of fun. Not keepers because of the size limit on Mendota, but a lot of fun nonetheless. So a lot of good pike action coming out of there. Catfish action continues to improve at the 113 bridge, and also been hearing about some good walleye action coming out of there too. So that's interesting. On Mendota, generally the perch bite around the lake continues to be good, although a lot of those fish are small. So you're sorting through a lot of fish to find some keeper size eaters. But those fish are generally being found on the weed lines. If you don't find them there, try just inside the weeds or out to maybe as deep as 20 feet of water, although those fish are going to start moving shallower with these cooler temps. And you're going to hear that throughout the rest of this report, a lot of fish moving shallow with the cooler water temps. So anyway, on the weed lines, if the perch aren't doing it for you, there have been good reports of some bluegills coming out of there and some really nice ones. Also bluegills out on the mid-lake humps. So Dunn's Bar, Second Point, Commodore, Brearley, all those spots have been producing some really nice gills lately. Otherwise, bass are starting to move up shallow. Been getting some good reports of bass in the Maple Bluff, Governor's Island, Fox Bluff areas, Picnic Point, and a lot of those fish are starting to move up shallow. And the largemouth bass bite has also continued to improve as these temps cool down. The walleye bite has been strong out on the mid-lake humps and continues to be that way. But those fish are also starting to move shallow, as I've been hearing about fish along the university shoreline and also down to Tenney Park at the breakwall there. And has been good, in particularly at night. The lock and dam here continues to be a pretty slow bite. That's slowed down since that's been kind of shut down for the last few weeks now. Tiny gills inside the Tenny Park Lagoon, and some good largemouth bass still in there. Where the Hara dumps into Monona, I've been hearing about some good smallmouth coming out of there. I guess bass action in general has been good over there. Over on Lake Monona, the perch bite continues to be good around the lake on the weed line. Not as much of a numbers game as it is on Mendota, but a lot better size. So if you're looking for perch, check the weed lines out here. The bluegill bite that has been strong all summer out over the deep water seems like it's fading a little bit. At least the fish that are being caught tend to be a little bit on the smaller size, as those fish start to also move shallower with these cooler temps that we've been having. The Monona terrace wall has been producing, continues to produce good gills, and some crappies move in there. That's usually an afternoon bite from what I hear. Those fish are also starting to move into the triangles and Monona Bay. And that's good, like I said, crappie and bluegill bite as those fish start to move shallow. Lake Wingara, I haven't heard a lot of muskie reports coming out of there. A couple of reports of some decent largemouth action, and of course, tons of tiny bluegills you can catch all day there. Over on Monona, the muskie bite has continued to improve. It gets better and better. It seems like every week I hear about more and more fish. A lot of fish coming out of the south end of the lake, but I have also heard about some nice fish coming out of the up near Old Brick area. Down here, Mud Lake, I've been hearing about some good bass in the shallow flats out here, and panfish action continues to be good on the dredge hole. Good action around the bike path terrace, or I keep wanting to say trellis, but yeah, where the bike path crosses there. Otherwise, on Wabisa, I've been hearing about good bluegill and perch mixed in together all around the lake, along the weed lines and along any structure that you can find. The rock pile down here has been good. Also, been hearing about some walleyes coming off the Hog Island area and out in front of Babcock. I'd say generally with walleyes around the chain, that bite is starting to switch from crawlers over to minnows again as we move into fall. That's a pattern we see every year. Muskie bite out here on Wabisa also continues to be really great. A lot of fish coming off the lake. I've been hearing about quite a few coming off the south end of Wabisa. Down to Keeganza has been, it continues to be kind of a hard nut to crack down there. I haven't heard much for panfish. Bluegills and perch seem to be pretty elusive. I haven't heard anything for walleyes or even white bass down there. So if anybody knows what's going on Keeganza, let me know. Happy to hear some reports. I guess that's it locally around the chain. Down here to Kashkanang, I haven't heard much out of there. A few small walleyes continue to be caught trolling out in front of the mouth of the Rock River where it dumps in there. Otherwise, I haven't heard much off the Cache. A little bit of catfish action down to Indian Ford, and some good catfish action in the areas between Fort Atkinson and Jefferson. A lot of channel cats being caught, good eater-sized fish, but also some really nice flathead catfish coming out of at least the Jefferson Dam area. I know I saw some pics and have heard some reports of some good fish coming out of there. Otherwise, up on the river, the Prairie du Sac Dam continues to produce a nice mixed bag of fish. I heard some walleyes are starting to move in there. The sturgeon are in there pretty good now. A lot of 30, 35-inch fish being caught in that area, but bound to be some big fish moving up soon. And some good catfish action up there. Also a nice mixed bag, as always, that you find at all the dams. Downriver, the smallmouth bite continues to be good, with the pike and muskie bite picking up here as the temps cool down. Look for all the fish down here on the deep sides of sandbars, deep corners, anywhere there's rock or structured wood along the shores is a pretty safe bet for all your downstream fish. Lake Wisconsin, haven't heard much coming out of there. Trolling's been effective all summer, and I imagine it still is for walleyes. I guess I did hear a couple of reports of some panfish moving into the grade, and I guess some of the shallower bays, which is the pattern we've been hearing this whole report. A lot of fish moving shallow. portage up to the Dells continues to be a good smallmouth bite, and like I said elsewhere, the pike bite on this pike and muskie bite in this part of the river is going to continue to improve. Up by the Dells, I haven't heard much out of there yet, but it's just a matter of time before the walleyes start to stack up there, and then headed up the river to Castle Rock and Pettenwell dams. Nice mixed bag of fish coming out there. Walleyes have started to show up there and should show up in better numbers here soon. Sturgeon too, backing up there with catfish too, coming out of those areas. So the typical mixed bag you find below dams all along the river. As far as the lakes of Castle Rock and Pettenwell go, I've heard the walleye bite sounds like it's picking up with the water clarity getting better as the temps start to fall here and the days get shorter. The water clears up and the walleye bite has been picking up out there on mid-lake humps and trolling. Also been hearing about a good panfish bite. Shallow, looking for structure seems to be the key to finding those fish. Crappie in the wood, and bluegills and perch along rocky shorelines. Over on the Mississippi River, fishing continues to get better and better every week as the temps come down as well. Walleye bite, I've heard about some great walleye days up there from folks, and also good panfish action near the wing dams and along rocky shores. Smallmouth too in those areas. Let's see, over to Milwaukee. The water temps cool and fish continue to move in. Heard about some temps over here in the Milwaukee Harbor were about 67 degrees yesterday. The salmon were being marked, but were pretty tight-lipped. But as water cools, that bite's going to continue. I've also heard about fish moving up into the rivers already. So look for those fish, in Racine and all up and down the shoreline here, the Milwaukee River, of course. And those salmon are going to start pushing up. And it's a great time of year to get out and experience that bite. It can be a lot of fun. I guess up the shore, up to Green Bay, been hearing about, fantastic walleye fishery up there and some really big fish. So if you want to take a trip, head up there and look for some monster walleyes that are getting feedback on this time of year. Trout fishing around the area continues to be great. I was out Sunday and had a great day on hoppers. That bite, like I said last week, is going to last until we get our first hard frost. That'll kill off those hoppers. And then we'll go back to the normal fly hatches that we get this time of year. Blue-winged olives, caddis, tan, light-colored caddis, and the October caddis are common hatches you're going to see this time of year. If the hoppers are around, that's great. But it is nice to have those flies on hand too in the event that a hatch does come off. Sometimes the fish will, focus on those bugs, and hoppers won't be as effective. But hoppers are still the name of the game in general right now for trout around the area. I guess that's it for the report for now. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at the shop. Otherwise, post your comments and catches below. We'd love to see how folks are doing around the area. And otherwise, not a lot of warm days left, so get out there, enjoy the weather while you can, and good luck, and thanks for tuning in. Take care.